Right, so, hello, I'm Molly. I'm a plus size model and I'm all about body positivity. If you haven't seen my page before, check it out. Mum has just been through chemo and she's also a pop star from the 90s, Beverley Craven.
Used to be, yeah,
well,
long time ago.
Still. We haven't planned what we're going to say, but we're just going to chat and go with the flow and see what we say.
Okay, here we go.
Great.
Shall I put some of my, you know, Clarins underneath?
Oh, plug.
Are we filming?
Yeah, we are.
You know, the stuff that you put on that helps the makeup stay.
Okay, so there is something called chemo brain as well. Where,
thanks for that.
Well, but Mum does forget a lot of stuff.
Words, odd words.
Yeah, who I am.
Oh dear.
What do you want on,
What's
on
it
your
called?
face?
Primer.
We can do, if you want.
I've got some.
Okay, go and get it then.
Clarins.
Should have done this before.
Okay, sorry.
But
here I go.
we're not
Off I
pros.
go. I just sort of dab it on my eyes like that.
And you like the mateness?
It's supposed to help everything stay on, isn't it? Does it work? I don't know.
Okay, well what I'm going to use is, I've used this for the first time today, it's the IT Cosmetics CC cream. It's back to 50.
Ooh.
I know. So it's been 3 months since your last chemo session, almost to the day.
Yeah.
I think it was the 11th of April, yeah, and it's the 12th of July. Pretty sure it's 11th of April. And your first one was on December the 5th.
That's right, that was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? And I expected to have my first course of chemo and be able to function, you know, normally and go to a gig a couple of days later and all of that sort of thing. And we had to cancel a show. It was impossible. And I was admitted to A&E and they say the first round is the worst, and it certainly was for me. Because after that it was fine. Well, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah. But I just also to disclaim, I feel like we could talk about this for hours and I wouldn't be able to say everything that I wanted to say because it's been such an experience for everybody for the past, well, nearly a year now since your diagnosis. What was the hardest part for you about going through chemo?
Well, that first round, because I ended up in A&E without any drugs at all.
Mum had really bad nausea and some headaches as well, and then a slight temperature, and we were told that if you get a temperature you have to call your local A&E because your because your system is so damaged by the chemo that if you do get like a common cold or anything, it can actually be life-threatening if you don't treat it with antibiotics straight away, and one of the first signs is a temperature. So we did the right thing and we called A&E, and this happened maybe on day like 2 and 3. We had 2 separate visits to A&E.
Yeah, I think your memory of it's a lot better than mine.
It was honestly the worst day of my life.
Oh, darling.
The 7th of December. Yeah,
oh.
I know.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's just the way it is. I feel like I've really kind of grown up.
Well, you know something? I'm not sure I could have got through it in quite the same way without you. So I don't want to get all gushy and everything, but...
I'm emotional all the time. I'm always on the brink of crying. Like, yeah, I'm such an emotional person.
Oh, that's looking nice, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a really pink, it's the Bobbi Brown. I don't want to talk too much about products in this, I'll link them all below, but it's the Bobbi Brown Corrector, but in serum form. And it's one of my favourite products ever, and it's so good for cancelling out dark circles. So the hardest part for you was the nausea in the first round.
You know, yes, it was.
And they just couldn't keep it under control in the A&E that we were in. So we had to check into a private clinic in the centre of London.
That's right.
Who had like a symptom management team, and
I call them my angels.
Yeah, it was the first time we felt
properly looked after.
And to help Mum.
They also say that if you get beyond a certain point with the sickness, then it's very difficult to get it under control.
Yeah.
And actually, when I went to the private clinic, they had me on all sorts, didn't they? They had me on some sort of driver going into my thigh.
Yeah.
And
that was the levomepromazine. I have every single drug that Mum ever had. Like, I know everything. I know the dosage. Everything.
She was my little nurse.
I was, and I had like a timetable, and just, I think in times like these, if you're somebody who's trying to support somebody going through it, just being organised really helped me. Having the admin organised, so I knew when every appointment was, where exactly we were going. Little things like how we were going to park, because we were being treated at UCLH, the centre of London. We had to get a blue badge, so there's loads of admin for that. And it's just about being really on it with admin and just chasing everybody up who you need to help you, like from getting prescriptions to, yeah, chasing the blue badge.
You were so on it, Mol. You were so on it. And that, all of that kind of stuff is a little bit beyond me, if I'm honest.
Yeah, so in that way we just made a good team. You could just sit there. I was marching around hospitals with my folders.
Great, you've really managed to get rid of the old dark circles.
I'm really taking my time on the skin because I don't have a lot of experience with, and I'm going to get a look for this, but maturer skin. I always get asked where my kind of body positivity comes from. I'm like a size 16, 18. I was always about a size 10 up to the age of...
university, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then for my degree, I had to go to Paris for a year. And I just ate so much when I was there. My best friend came out, she visited me, and she was like, "You're pretty, but you've put on a lot of weight. Have you ever thought about plus size modelling?" And I thought it was just the best idea ever. Put on weight, monetize it.
What on earth is that? Hang on a second.
So this is a stain. It's the Body Shop lip and cheek stain.
Oh, right.
And I really like it. It's like very heavy, like look in the mirror when I put it on, it's like really heavy.
Oh, crikey.
But then you blend it out and it's really, really, really nice. Yeah, where this kind of body positivity comes from. And I find it, because I often do very like light-hearted interviews and kind of like fun campaigns and stuff. And I kind of want to say to people like, well, my family's been through a lot with cancer. It just sounds so heavy when you say it out loud. But I think it gives you a bit of a mortality check about life.
That's good.
You're kind of only going around once.
That's a positive out of a negative, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And it's practicing gratitude, which I want to do a lot more of. Do you like that pink?
It's very nice. It's very youthful.
It is, but it's like a natural post-gym flush.
That looks really natural.
Yeah, I think I didn't really plan a look. I just want it to be just like pretty, really beautiful makeup.
Thank
you. Yeah?
Yeah. Then can we go out to a club?
Yeah, we go clubbing. Go to Revs.
I like doing a little bit of highlight on that bone just under the eyebrow.
Okay. I'm going to do a bit of a cheek one. It just makes your cheeks look a bit plumper.
Okay.
So you see,
do you need me to go like that or anything?
No, but you see, like you've got natural highlight there where the light's hitting. It's just intensifying that slightly. So Mum's been touring with Julia Fordham and Judy Zook. They are the woman-to-woman trio.
And if you didn't come and you missed it, then actually I don't know if we'll do it again. We might.
Yeah, never say never.
We'll see. Well, I had the double mastectomy before the first leg, didn't I? And I had to squeeze it in.
Yeah.
With a sort of a 6-week recovery time. They said it would take, you know, anything up to 6 weeks. So I had it done on the 20th of September, and then we went out on tour at the end of November. So that was a good 6 weeks, wasn't it? And then as soon as the tour finished in Dublin, we had our last show. Flew back and started the chemo. Yeah, so it was a good tour. It was very successful, actually.
Mum is, and she won't obviously be able to say this herself, just so funny on stage. Sorry, model, so used to the different lingo. Well, different industries.
Yeah, no, you are sort of naturally funny, whereas me, I just say the same thing every night.
Yeah, but Mum it's almost like half stand-up comedy, half Mum performing on the piano and singing.
I must say, it is all about timing, darling. Well, I think when you're playing a bunch of sad songs, you've got to kind of balance it out with a bit of laughter. Otherwise, everyone will be slitting their wrists and crying in the stalls.
Might cut that out.
Really?
Nah.
As far as I'm concerned, you know, my breasts did a fabulous job because they fed you three.
That's the reason for the big cheeks. That's what I say.
Yeah, and they were great while they lasted, but they did, as I said on Loose Women, that they became a liability. I just wear prosthesis now.
Yeah.
I can never say that word. I just wear falsies. And depending on the outfit I wear, I can put different size in. Oh no, they need to be a little bit smaller for this dress or a bit bigger for that.
Yeah.
And you can just, stick a different size in your in your bra. And of course they do them in all different shapes and sizes depending on what surgery you've had done.
But yeah. I like Mum kind of
flat-chested
as well.
Well, you know, it can look really cool.
Yeah, and I think with your short hair right now, like everyone's telling Mum how amazing she looks with short hair, and obviously she does. But I think sometimes you think people are just trying to flatter you, and but they're not. I think you were almost more affected by losing your eyebrows than your actual hair.
Yeah, well that was I only lost those on the last round, didn't I? It was right near the end. I thought, oh, I've still got my eyebrows. And then they just suddenly disappeared. Look at that.
I like natural, dewy, making your skin look like younger, fresher, plumper, hydrated. You know, but Mum's so naturally beautiful, you hardly have to do anything to her. And obviously everyone will experience cancer and chemo in very different ways, so it's kind of hard to give very targeted advice.
Well, the first thing I would say is that as a woman you should check yourself often, regularly, because a lot of the lumps are found by the women themselves rather than via a mammogram. I've always checked myself.
I think you checked yourself on both occasions and found the lump and went to your GP very soon.
Yes.
And you didn't really wait around. And I think that is what determines finding it quickly and how quickly you find it and what kind of...
Yes, that it's a very obviously time-sensitive issue. And the sooner you catch these things, the better off you're going to be.
Correct in saying you're the 4th woman in our family to have breast cancer?
Yeah, I think there's some kind of gene doing its thing, to be honest. So I've had some genetic tests a few weeks ago. They take a few months to come back. So far we've tested negative for everything, but I think there's definitely a gene doing its thing.
Do you like a little bit of a pinky lip?
Sure.
It's the one I'm wearing right now.
And
Bourjois.
And what you can do with my hair?
Yeah, sort of. Yup. Just a bit more. Just a bit more up there. Yes.
Super.
And it must be nice not having to kind of shampoo.
Oh, it's fantastic. No, I do shampoo it, but I just have to use a tiny little bit, and then I don't have to dry it. I don't have to style it. It's fantastic.
Is there anything else you want to do?
No, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's really nice and kind of glowy.
So just to finish off,
we've kind of discovered different styling with Mum's shorter hair.
Oh, you can wear massive earrings now.
Hoops work really well. We tried to do a hoop and a headscarf, but then you looked like
pirate
or a fortune teller. Yeah. There is so much to be grateful for always, even in the really tough times, and that is like the key to happiness. I think is the illumination of just always finding the good.
Yes. Very wise words.
Thanks.
From one so young and lovely. This is mother and daughter signing off.
We don't even look similar, do we? No. Apparently I'm Mum up here, Dad down here. Not down there.
Stop it.
Okay. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you thought. If you have any questions, I love just sitting on my comments and answering them.
Do you?
Yeah. Let us know. I'll put all the links for the makeup in the description because I know we didn't really speak about the products, but I kind of like that. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. And that's goodbye from us. Bye.